After a year and a half of not seeing my beach house rentals in person, I finally flew to Myrtle Beach to check on everything. And honestly, I had no idea what I was going to walk into. As real estate investors, we often hear that we can invest anywhere. Long distance works. We can manage properties from a distance. And that sounds great until you go 18 months without physically stepping inside the houses you own. Welcome back to the Freedom Blueprint. I'm Adrienne Green, and today I am sharing with you my own real estate investor story right now as I am here in one of my beach house rentals in Myrtle Beach. I came here just a few days ago, and I want to share what it was like when I walked in, having been out of the country for the last year and a half. So let me tell you exactly what I found when I walked these properties. The good, the surprising, and the one thing that totally caught me off guard. First, I was honestly impressed. The houses were really clean. The kitchen was stocked, the bedrooms looked great, and there really wasn't much to replace beyond a few worn linens. I was kind of worried that these houses would be really dirty, that we'd have a lot of dust or things like that, because sometimes guests complain about cleanliness. And so I was concerned, are they going to be as clean as I like them to be? And honestly, I was surprised by how clean they were. Now, I did add a few kitchen items that I like to have as a guest. I updated some worn bedding where comforters had kind of gotten a little worn out. And I did some little tiny touches that you only notice in person. But overall, I was really relieved that things were in excellent shape. Now, here's my surprise. The things that my cleaner and my handyman check every single turnover or every single visit, perfect, spotless, dialed in. But the things that weren't on their list, like the outdoor furniture, slowly declined. Some of the furniture I'd put outside when I was here a year and a half ago did have metal frames, and we had sprayed them with a Rust-Oleum to protect them, but they were so rusty. You can check out this photo here of just how bad it got. And if you're listening to the podcast, go check it out on YouTube if you want to see the photos. And I was honestly surprised no one had flagged it, that honestly that guests hadn't reamed us in the reviews, or that the cleaner or handyman hadn't been like, hey, you might want to replace this set. And that's when it hit me. This remote investing, it isn't about trust in the cleaner or the handyman or anything. It's really about systems. Your team cannot manage what you don't tell them to look for. And that's why if you're hands-off or in person, if you're using a team to leverage and grow, you need a clear checklist and clear expectations and workflows to keep the properties where you want them to be and to make sure that nothing slips through the cracks. If you are serious about scaling your real estate business, you need the Freedom Blueprint. This free guide breaks down the 10 essentials every investor must have to grow profitably while reducing stress. It's a proven roadmap to running your portfolio like a business, so you can stop working 24/7 and start building real wealth. Get your free copy now at adriennegreen.com or check the link in the show notes. So it's really about systems and having a system for everything that you need. Now, what does my team look like and what do my systems look like for the fact that my houses were like 98% great? Well, I've got a great cleaner, I've got a great handyman, and an incredible virtual assistant from Workogenics who coordinates everything. I only really step in and get involved when we've got big expenses or difficult things like new couches, major repairs, or upgrades. So let me walk you through exactly what my systems look like that worked for the most part. So first, we use hospitable.com on the back end to help manage everything from different properties. Then the Hospitable connects to a system that my cleaner has to tell them about cleanings, get them on their calendar, and handle everything on that end. Then we have a handyman who goes to the house once a month to do routine checks. He's changing out the air filters. He is checking that the bunk bed screws are all tight. He is checking that there's no leaks, that there's no burned out bulbs, everything like that. So he goes by once a month and does all of that. And then when we do have any guest complaints about little issues during their stay, unless it's urgent, we put that in a list. And when he does his normal handyman check, he addresses it then. So we've got this great system with the cleaner. We've got this monthly handyman check. And then who runs all of this and coordinates it? My Workogenics virtual assistant, who he's the one going in to Hospitable. He's the one using our virtual phone number to text the cleaner and the handyman and get those handyman visits happening. He's the one who runs everything on the back end. And then while I've been here and we have done some updates and replacements, he's the one who is coordinating those orders and getting them to me so that I'm not having to spend my time here on those online shopping platforms to do it. Now, if you're wondering what we did for the outdoor furniture, we are not getting anything else metal. And thankfully, because it's November November, there are a lot of sales on outdoor furniture, and we've got Black Friday sales on top of that. So we are replacing everything with plastic or polywood. And then when they do have metal screws and things, we are sealing those to help prolong their life. But we've had really good luck with anything that's plastic or polywood here in the house. It's lasted a long time. So we are just taking the time and the money to replace all metal furniture with the plastic or the polywood. So we're just eliminating that issue forever. And we are also going to add to our routine handyman check to check those outdoor areas and make sure that the furniture there looks okay, that they're clean, that the ashtray from the barbecue, we have like an ash bucket, that the ash bucket's being emptied by the cleaner like they're supposed to. We're going to add those outdoor checks to the handyman's checklist. So I was very pleasantly surprised by the condition of everything here in Myrtle Beach, even as a long distance investor who was gone out of the country for a year and a half. Well, that wraps it on another episode here of Freedom Blueprint. If this was helpful for you, please make sure to subscribe and leave a review wherever you're listening, and then join me again next week for another episode of the Freedom Blueprint.